Hi, my name is Payman. I'm a preventive and social medicine specialist and I'm a professor at Tehran University of Medical Sciences. In this series, I'm gonna summarize some of the recently published papers in the Lancet journals. And for today, I've prepared a paper called The Weight of Words, Human Relationality in End-of-Life Memoirs. The author is Mitchell Chiang, and he is one of the academic staff from Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. And for today, we are going to speak about some of the end-of-life book memoirs. The article begins with the following sentences. What lies between the writer of an illness narrative and the reader are words that instantiate human relationality. And I like the following sentence. It says, writers of end-of-life memoirs often explore the past to find comfort in an uncertain present and open space for a reader to shore up meaning in the face of their foreclosed future. So, in this article, the writer is going to speak about three different end-of-life memoir books. The name of the first book is The Museum of Words, a memoir of language, writing, and mortality. Its author is Georgia Blaine, and it was published in 2017. The second book was entitled Everything Happens for a Reason and Other Lies I've Loved, and it was written by Kate Bowler, and it was published in 2018. And the third book was entitled When Breath Becomes Air, and its author was Paul Kalanithi, and it was published in 2016. Interestingly, these three books are going to say something about certainty of death meets uncertainty of medicine. The author of the first book was Georgia Blaine. She had a glioblastoma multiform disease, and her disease placed about 13 months, and the tumor filled her language center, and she lost her linguistic ability, and she mentioned that she was going to show her passion to language and writing. For the second book, the author was Kate Bowler. She was 35 years old and she had a stage 4 colon cancer. The physicians had told her that her disease took place about 2 years. However, it took place about 8 years. And for the third book, the author was Paul Kalanithi. He was a neurosurgeon and he had a lung cancer, and unfortunately, he passed away when he was 37 years old. He mentioned that he had different roles in their life after his disease. His roles were physician, son, husband, and father. And his book was full of his love for beauty and power of words. These books show many relationships, but the most important relationship was about the relationship between physician and the patient. You know that physicians' role in an uncertain era for patients are so important. And you know that although the physicians are not able to change the course of disease, their empathy can be source of comfort for their patients. Blaine says about her oncologist, always careful with his words, answering our queries about trying acupuncture or cannabis oil by saying that it would do no harm, but as far as he is aware, there is no evidence to prove its benefits. And in another place, she says, occasionally he will utter the words anecdotally or even hunch, but only when I'm looking particularly bleak and he is trying to boost my spirits. And in another part, of her book, she refers to Scheherazade, Tales from the Thousand and One Night. You know that Scheherazade is an Arabic tale, and it's about a king who wanted to kill Scheherazade, and Scheherazade is going to explain a tale every night to cause to sleep him, and in this way she continues for 1001 night, and the king forgets her death. So she says, so long as I can keep spinning these tales, I will be spared. I will live to see another day. For Bowler's physician, she is unhappy because her physician unable to find her diagnosis based on her tests. And she says, I plead with a God of maybe, who may or may not let me collect more years. It is a God I love and a God that breaks my heart. Kalanithi refers to his terminal illness when his illness caused to transform his life from a physician to a patient. And he says about his daily business as follows: delving into medical science and turning back to literature for answers. And in another place he says, how little do doctors understand the hells through which we put patients. All in all, we reviewed a paper from the Lancet journal referring to 3 different interesting end-of-life books, and it was my pleasure to be here. You know that every session we are going to summarize a paper from the Lancet journal's family. If you liked it, please like the video, subscribe for coming clips which my colleagues and I produce in the future. And if you have any comment, please send your suggestions to me. Many thanks.